All right, all my scholars out there. All right, all my scholars out there, truth seekers. I'm gonna make this one real quick. All right. This is titled "Turning Back the Hands of Time and Trying to Undo What's Been Done." Turning back the hands of time and trying to undo what's been done. All right, you are now in tune with Grandmaster Saya. Like the channel, hit the thumbs up, do all the great things that us YouTubers love. Support the channel. Show some love, drop something in the comment box, and watch the video to the end. So, I just watched a video by a guy named Metatron, and he is trying to disprove the fact that ancient Egyptians were black. And and I'm gonna make this real brief, and I'm gonna just, and I also got into a little discussion with a modern Egyptian, stating that, that the ancient Egyptians are not black, or so-called black, darker skinned people, So, so this is what it is, man. So this is what it is. First off, let's address Metatron. So yeah, this is where social media is dangerous. This is where social media can be used to just, give people bad and wrong information. This thing about everybody has a truth is bullshit. There's only one truth. And what everybody else have is just wrong or lies. What they have is just wrong or lies. There's only one truth. Okay, there's not many different truths. That's bullshit. That's the type of world that we're living in today, where people want to be comfortable in their shit. People want to be comfortable in their lies. People want to be comfortable in their fake, illusionary world. So anyways, this guy going by the name Metatron is basically, in a nutshell, his whole I guess you could say weaponry as it pertains to the facts is DNA testing. But the problem is that they only test Egyptian mummies and Egyptian artifacts, far as Egyptian people, they only test the ones from a later period that they know that is not African. Like, they test mummies from the Potomac period. Like, that the later period of Egyptian was infiltrated. All right. So when you're talking about concrete Egyptian, real Egyptian, like the founders of the culture, now you're talking about Nubians. Now you're talking about Kush. Now you're talking about getting into the heart of Africa. All right, but they don't want to go there. They only want to deceive people and use the late period of ancient Egyptians and say, hey, we was there, it was this, blase, blase, blah, right? Then he goes on to try to talk about the paintings, right? Then he goes on to try to talk about the paintings, and he goes on to talk about the paintings and trying to say, the people, their regular skin was light. Their regular skin was light, and they only became darker from being in the sun. Okay, so it's a lot of information out there. You guys got to research this stuff for yourself. They have been tampering with the images for a very long time now, because Egypt has been colonized, by the Arab culture, who's coming in from Mesopotamia, right? And so, they have been infiltrated by Asiatics. And so these people have been These people have been tampering with the images of ancient Egypt for a very long time, and there's going to be, if not already, there's going to be a situation where you will see no black images on the wall, and the only images that will be preserved probably are the ones that's in museums and things of that nature. So, things have been tampered with. The noses have been knocked off to keep them from looking African in their features and things of that nature. So we know that it has been we know how it has been, people have went to great lengths to hide the truth on who the ancient Egyptians was, right? So they're only testing people from the late period. We get that, all right? We know that when Egypt fell, a lot of other cultures came in, all right? And it was not its original core essence of what it really was when it was a great civilization that lasted for thousands of years, okay? All right? The later periods are not them. All right, some aspects of the culture was still there, but it was watered down. Yeah, and he even, so he's only talking about the late period. I get it. That's the period that he can relate to, being that he's probably a European. I get it, and, I get it. People are looking for something to relate to. All right, but where does this come from? Why are they trying to hide the truth of ancient Egypt? Why are they trying to hide the truth of ancient Egypt? And I'm going to tell you why. Why they're trying to hide the truth of ancient Egypt is because there's a thing, right, that exists since the inception of Christianity called white supremacy. Okay? Now, white supremacy is a real thing, and this is really a philosophy, all right, that's pushed and that's lived out in the minds of Europeans. And basically, they believe that they are the cream of the crop, and this belief infiltrates every part of their society, even as it pertains to history. So they can't be supreme if they are not supreme in history. Egyptians are supreme in history. When it comes to history, the ancient Egyptians are supreme. They are the victors of history. They are the greatest civilization that has been recorded in the history of man. All right? And it would really hurt their philosophy of white supremacy if it's not them. So for a long time, they've been trying to figure out how to make ancient Egyptians them, or just not to make them African. You know what I mean? Because they feel as if they will lose power. All right? So the ancient Egyptians being black, who they really are, or what you call black people, the ancient Egyptians, not the late period. I'm talking about what made ancient Egyptian what it is. Okay, I'm talking about what you call the pre-dynastic. Okay, the early ancient Egyptian culture. Okay, not the late period. I'm not talking about the late period. I'm talking about the real ancient Egyptian culture, not the period where all the invaders come in. Okay? There's a big difference. And so, they play on people's intelligence, because when they talk about ancient Egypt, they don't talk about it in its phases. All right? Ancient Egyptians, or the ancient Egyptian civilization, thrived for a very long time. All right? And their existence comes in phases. And the last phase was a phase where it was many different cultures: Romans, Greeks, Persians. When the Romans came, the Greeks came in, then the Persians came in, the Greeks came in, then the Romans came in. All right, so That's the late period. That's the fall of ancient Egypt. We're talking about the early period. That's when you're dealing with the Africans. That's who built the pyramids. The Africans built the pyramids. Okay? Not the Romans, not the Greeks, not people that you're calling Middle Easterners, in the area of Mesopotamia. They want to try to now say that, the ancient Egyptians were what they're calling Middle Easterners. But, well, people that really study, understand, and know that people that understand and really know that, yes, there is a connection from Mesopotamia to Africa, because they are basically the same people. All right, there has been a lot of mix and mingling and trading of culture and knowledge and things of that nature from that region to that region. All right, and even the Sumerians were actually Africans that left Africa and went up there and started that civilization that you know as Sumeria. Okay, that's why it's documented that they are very different from any other surrounding people, in that part of the world. All right. So then again, not to ramble on, just to make it plain and sweet, the ancient Egyptians are indeed, all the facts is there, all the evidence is there, but you have people who don't want people to know these things even to this day, right? And so these truths start coming out, all right, that was spoke about people who's called, they're calling them Afrocentrists, right? And they're really mad at these people. And they really want to stop this information. They really want to deceive people from believing in this information. They really want to undo what's been done, all right, from people like Sheikh Anta Diop and people like Dr. Ben and people like Ivan Van Sertima and all of these great teachers who came out and spoke about the great things that the Africans has done. Now, this is why they did it, all right? All you have to do is do a little reading from older books. Africa was always being portrayed as savages. They was always being portrayed as this, something degrading, right? Something degrading. So karma came back and bit them in the ass, right? Being who we are, all right, and revealing these truths, and to prove these people wrong that, hey, you saying this, you saying that, but look, we have the greatest civilization that's known to man. All right? But all throughout your history books, all throughout your works, all throughout your Masonic works, the early Masonic works, you are describing us as savages. You are describing us as, less than human, and you are always describing us as being, at the bottom of the pile. So this is what they want to believe. This is what they want to portray. But unfortunately, there was a time when those people that you're calling savages, those people that you're calling nothing and this and that, well, hey, they had the greatest civilization known to man, and they taught the whole world. So what are you going to do with that? Well, you're going to try to cover it up, and you're going to do your best to keep pushing out lies to keep people away from the truth. I get it.